So I want to shift a little bit and talk about your personal experiences in organizing and activism. Do you think that organizing and activism culture is healthy or is it toxic, and particularly toxic for young people? And if it is toxic in some way, how do we change that?
You know, I think a lot of it starts with having a culture that cultivates young people. You know, I think Olivia said something that really kind of struck a chord with me, and it deals with infighting in politics. Oftentimes, for young people, I know so many people that were eager, that were excited to get started in the political process, but they became burnt out because they felt like the culture that was surrounding them in their area was not enough to encourage them to keep going. And so, you know, like Ms. Fox said, you know, the right is going to do whatever they're going to do. But what we can do is control what we do in our own house. You know, when young people want to get involved, we have to do our best to uplift them. We shouldn't play this game to where some people say, oh, this person's been on TV too much. You know what? We need to knock them down a notch. Or, oh, this person got invited to go to a governor's mansion in this state. We should go and say, you know what? Maybe they don't deserve what they have. We should all do what we can to uplift everybody that wants to make a change. Every single person that wants to make life better for someone else, we need to make sure that we uplift them, no matter how old they are, to make sure that they keep going and make our world a better place.
Absolutely. We need that leadership pipeline. And why don't you keep the mic down there, and then we can just switch up the order this time. No, I agree completely. We need that leadership pipeline more than anything right now. So my last question for you all before we switch to some audience questions is, what does Gen Z want from older generations, and what can we all here do to support you all in your leadership and activism?
Well, so in Houston, I'm running for city council. And
Woo!
Thank you. And so whenever I'm out there, I always tell people that I'm not running against any one person or whatever. I'm running to propose new policies. And with that, I'm running against the idea and the notion of bullet point campaigns. Have anybody ever heard of that before? Bullet point campaigns. I want to see some hands. Has anyone heard of a bullet point campaign? A bullet point campaign is when somebody goes and gets an issue sheet and they say something like, I want to make public safety better. I want to make young people, get them access to more jobs. I want to go and protect home from flooding. But when you really peel back the onion, what does that really say? It doesn't really say anything. Because let me tell you something. At the end of their term, if 4 years goes by and nothing gets done, you really can't say anything. Because they never told you what they wanted to do in the first place. So what I believe young people want, they want candidates that are serious and are energetic about solutions that will tangibly move our area forward. I was talking to a candidate not so long ago that's running for a position in Houston, and they were saying, you know, oh, Isaiah, why don't you talk about taxes per se? And I'm like, well, on city council, we have to deal with the revenue cap. We can't really do that because the governor's put all these things in our place. How can we, what are you talking about? What can we do? And they said, oh, Isaiah, but the specifics don't really matter. That's what polls better. And that's what we need to be against. We need to be against people running for positions just simply to put it on a resume. We need to have people that will do everything that they can to actually improve our lives. I know that's what young people want. I know that's how we can actually make a difference in the future. And I know as more candidates come up the pipeline and as more people get involved with things like Unified, we will make sure we, in positions of power, we have a better set of representation.